Hello, it's a good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Accounting and Business, right here on Money FM Radio and 3.7 FM. And I'm going to be joined by Stephanie's back. We are looking at something very fundamental this morning, something amazing, something that speaks to all of us as we try to grow our business. Stefan, good morning. And it's good to see you. Last week you were not here. What happened?
Yes. Well, I think it was a holiday, so still enjoying the holiday, but I'm happy to be here.
Stefan, you gave yourself an extended holiday. Really? Bosses.
Yeah,
Eh?
definitely.
You see,
Well, we never have holidays in media.
you see when you are a boss of your own show, you go on holiday whenever you like. Fantastic. Good to
Definitely.
have you back.
Well, it's also good to
It's
see you
good to have
again,
you
Mr.
back.
Lusambo.
Indeed, fantastic. So let's get into the business for the day, Stephanie. I'm looking forward to this discussion. I want to learn from you. I want to hear your perspective on the discussions for this. So, what do we have on the menu this morning, Stephanie? All right. So, Stephanie seems to be frozen. So, what we have this morning, people, we're looking at
You
improving
get
yourself.
back.
Okay.
Let's get into the show.
All right.
Okay.
There's a network challenge with Stephanie's
Well,
end.
we have Mr.
I'm not sure.
Lusambo back, but for those that are listening to Money FM radio for the very first time, it is accounting and business. We talk about business and accounting, and obviously, we also do look at the current trends. And on the other side, for those that are listening to the mainstream, I have Mr. Lusambo, who's actually joined, happens to be an investment and financial analyst. So today we are going to be looking at just 5 aspects, obviously, of improving yourself. We're going to look at 5 behavioral aspects, and we'll look at the importance of commitment, confidence, emotional intelligence, adaptivity, adaptability, actually. And yeah, that's how we get to break down the day. But just as we get started, Mr. Lusambo, I do know something that is important is behavior. I think how somebody portrays themselves in the society, in a company, in a business space is very important. Away from making money, I think it's how someone conducts themselves both in the society and in the professional field. So as we get started, when we look at behavioral aspect, what are we looking at?
I want to begin by saying, Stefan, here that when we work in the fast-paced world business environment, we have AI, we have chat GPT, we have bots, bots, we have all this technology. So success now depends not only on the strategies that we employ in our businesses or our products or the services we offer, but also in the skills we possess as individuals. So as a business person, as a professional business person, it is essential to recognize that personal growth and professional development, these two, Stefan, go hand in hand. So by cultivating, certain characteristics, certain behavioral skills, we can enhance our performance. All right. We can also propel our business forward. It can also help us to build meaningful relationships and to make even more sales. So the discussion around behavior, all right, is extremely important because it can help all of us to improve not just our businesses, not just ourselves, but both our businesses and our bank accounts. So this morning, as we begin to look at these 5 aspects of behavior, for example, commitment, all right, confidence, emotional intelligence, adaptability, and resilience, we want to understand how they can be honed to improve oneself, to drive a business, and also to simply improve yourself, to become more connectable, more relatable, more approachable, but most importantly, to become a better salesman. So usually when we are looking to improving business, Stephanie, we focus so much on just how can I make sales? How can I make more money? We forget about ourselves. We forget that we are human beings who are alive, human beings who need to connect, who need to talk to other human beings in order for us to succeed. So we forget all those aspects of ourselves. So I want to look at all those details. And I'll be happy to kick this one off by the first one.
Mm.
Indeed.
Okay, so first one is commitment.
Yes. So when we talk about business growth, we cannot talk about business growth without talking about commitment. And the reason why commitment is such a good behavior to develop as a business person is because commitment is the foundation of success. There has never been any successful person who was not committed. There has never been a millionaire anywhere in the world who was not committed to something, unless they inherited the money. And those who did are not too many. There are less than 10% of people inherit the money from their families. Most of them were committed to something. So commitment is the bedrock, Stefan. It's a bedrock upon which every successful endeavor is built. It is this unwavering dedication and perseverance to pursue your goals despite challenges, despite the setbacks. You say, I'm going to stay committed. I'm going to commit to my goals. So when you are committed to your goals, you possess the resilience to stay focused on your vision. And of course, you're going to work relentlessly to achieve that particular vision because you are committed. So commitment is extremely crucial for business growth, as it is because it instills a strong work ethic in you as a person. It also inspires others and also creates a culture of persistence within the company and your business. So building commitment, in my opinion, I like to say commitment means discipline. Discipline, the ability to keep going even when everything says, hey Stefan, can you calm down, stop, leave it alone. But I just wanted to go on and just do it because you've made a commitment. All right, it's like people that are married, they look happy together, they drive around the office, they are hugging each other, say, wow, these people are happy. No, it's commitment. They have a lot of arguments, they have a lot of confrontation behind the curtains, and you never know, but they stay committed to each other and say, we're going to work this one out. We are going to argue, yes, we're going to differ, but we're going to go on, we're going to continue on this path because this is what we have chosen. So commitment means, you know what, for now, I want to do this and this only. Whatever happens, I don't mind. I'm going to go and achieve this goal. So you have to reach a point as a person of, you have now to understand, how can I build commitment? All right. And that's the part where most of us business people struggle to know how to build commitment. And there are a few things that can help you to build commitment. For example, you want to define your goals clearly. All right. You want to set specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goals. Those are going to be able to come up with a commitment. Because if you have no goals, you're not going to be committed. It's like a couple. When you say, let's buy land, let's build a house for ourselves, you are committing to doing something. First of all, you want to build a house. Second of all, you've given yourself a deadline. Third of all, you're supposed to change your lifestyle so that you can be able to save some money to do that particular house. So when you have set goals, that's the first step to building commitment. So once you have the goals set, those goals that are specific, what do you really want? Something you can measure, because what you can measure, you can improve. Something attainable, because if you set a goal that you cannot achieve, it's going to demotivate you to stay committed. So when something achievable, can we buy land? Yes. Can we build a house? Yes. How much is our cash flow as a husband and wife, or as a person, as a business owner? What's my cash flow? Then you set those relevant goals, time bound. When can we do this? We can do it in 12 months. 12 months, yes. Then you begin to work towards that. So now, once you set those goals, you must be able to develop a routine, Stefan. Establish a consistent schedule and follow it diligently. You don't want to lack, commitment means discipline. Commitment means taking action. All right. So set a routine and stick with it. Follow that particular routine every single day because you are committed. All right. But again, at the end of the day, no matter how committed you are, you have to cultivate discipline. Practice self-discipline. Be able to, prioritize some tasks. Manage your time. Avoid procrastination, because people who procrastinate, I'm going to do it in the afternoon, they end up failing to do anything. So commitment is taking action. Commitment is discipline. Commitment is setting goals. Commitment is doing it even when everything else says stop, because you know that the outcome will be more greater than the struggle you're going to go through. That's one thing we can talk about commitment. So when you have that quality in you, it's going to be able to see opportunities in the business world. Nobody wants to do business somebody who's not committed. They want somebody who's reliable, because commitment signifies reliability. No, he's reliable. He's going to show up. All right. because you are committed to what you do. People will see it and they want to do business with you. That's a very good, important skill to develop as you try to improve your business, Stefan. That's number one.
Yes, just before we go to number two about commitment, I think for me, commitment is about doing it even when you really don't want to do. I think it's about defining your why as well. Why am I really doing it? Why should I stay committed? And doing it, being committed also means whether you have the finances or not, you still have the will to keep it going. Well,
Yes.
many people, like you said, have lagged behind in terms of
Yes.
commitment simply because they've not understood their why. They've not defined it.
Yes.
And I've seen that that's the major challenge. Well, this is accounting and business. And of course, we are looking at some behavioral aspects that will help you in both the social and business world. And obviously, we did start with commitment. Now, if you do have any challenges when it comes to commitment, which I must say is commitment and consistency are closely related. If you have any question that goes with commitment, or you have a contribution, or you have a concern, then do call us on 077-1616-290. Well, one other thing that we could look at is confidence. Yes, Mr. Dusambo. Let's talk about confidence.
Yes, that's another important aspect of improving yourself as you improve your business. Now, when you talk about confidence, all right, for the longest time, Stephanie, I think I was wrong when it came to confidence. I thought confidence is having this courage to do things, is this, even though they are fearful, but you go on and say, I'm going to do it. That's confidence. And if you look at those, there are people who go to social media, they take photos, there are those who are outgoing, they dance, they're confident, they can, give some poems in front of people, they can stand on the stage and sing songs and dance. I thought those people were confident. I thought that was confidence. If somebody can stand in front on a stage, when you're in school, somebody can dance, somebody can crack jokes on stage, somebody's famous. I said, no, these are confident people. But no, confidence is nothing like any of those. The confidence is the mental strength. It's a skill that you build. All right? It's a skill that I like to call the willingness to try. That's confidence. Just that willingness to try. Say, okay, fine, I may not be able to succeed in this field. I may not make it, but I'm going to give it my best shot. The confidence that maybe it may work out because you look more on the reward. So confidence is the belief in your abilities, competencies, and judgment. It empowers you to take risks, to make difficult decisions, and to overcome obstacles. So when you exude confidence, Stephanie, you inspire trust in others and attract opportunities. So building confidence is transformative, all right? It's a very transformative process that enables personal and professional growth. It allows you to take your business to the heights that you never thought possible. So confidence has got nothing to stand in front of people and talk, stand in front of people and dance, stand in front of people and be outgoing. No, confidence is simply the willingness to try. Even when maybe it may not be able to work out, but to give it your best shot to, let me just try. Let me just stand up for my dreams and give it my best shot. So if you can try and stand up for your business, stand up for your dreams, my friend, that is what we call confidence. So confidence has got to do with you being able to embrace self-reflection. You have to identify your strengths and your weaknesses objectively. Don't lie to yourself. You have to acknowledge areas where you need to improve, all right, while you are busy celebrating your achievements. Because there's what you call confidence and overconfident. When you're overconfident, you do things because you think it's going to work out easily. Because you think those people come to a show not prepared because they know whatever they ask me, I'll talk about it, and then they forget. All right.
I call them the zealous.
Confidence, yes, over zealous. Confidence is not that. Confidence is being able to step out of your comfort zone, to challenge yourself regularly by taking what is called calculated risks and embracing new experiences. Because each success is going to boost your confidence. So confidence is a skill. It is not inborn. You begin to build confidence. And for example, for me, when I started doing my programs on social media, I was not confident enough to talk the way I talk today. I couldn't talk about anything. I couldn't comment on any issue that are going on because I was so scared. Saying that if I talk about this, somebody could come and do this. I was so scared. But what can bring you the confidence? Sometimes you have to learn. Knowledge gives you confidence. For example, before I didn't have the confidence to invest in government bonds. I didn't have the confidence to invest in stocks. I didn't have the confidence to check out real estate, investment, cooperatives. But what gave me the confidence to try is the knowledge I came to acquire. So knowledge boosts confidence. A lot of people are less confident is because they lack the knowledge that they need to want to try. So confidence is not the absence of fear. It is simply the willingness to try, the willingness to take an extra mile in faith that maybe it will work out. Because the fear of failure is not stronger than the joy of succeeding. So when you reach that point where the joy of success is stronger than the fear of failure, that is confidence. You know, you're cognizant of your weaknesses, of your strengths. You know that you may not succeed, but you just still want to try. And maybe and only maybe it's going to work out for your business and for your dreams. That is confidence. It is based on founded knowledge. It is based on calculated risks. It is not illogical. It is logically thought, planned, well thought out. You don't just go doing things and I'm confident. No, you think through things properly because confidence is a skill. It is not an inborn trait. It's not a human trait. We acquire this skill through knowledge. We acquire this skill through experience. We acquire these skills through learning from other people who did the same thing we're trying to accomplish. That is what fosters and brings about confidence in us. So confidence is founded on a strong foundation, right? That's what I can comment on confidence, Stefan. So when you build this confidence, it's going to help. No, people usually don't want to do somebody who's timid in business because it sends a very wrong signal. All right. There's something about confident people that makes you feel at ease. You want to do business with them. You want to give them this contract. That makes you want to trust them. Right? The way they talk to you, the way they explain their products, the way they market to you, that boosts, your willingness to want to give them the business. If somebody is shy, that business is dead because a closed mouth is a closed business. So confidence also helps you to make sales. All right. There are people, even in job interviews, Stephanie, they get jobs not because they are so good, but because they have this health kind of confidence. All right.
Yeah.
Health confidence. Yes, Stephanie.
Well, for entrepreneurs that are listening to us, I think we'd like to know how you define your own confidence. Now, we're talking about. I was actually intrigued by the one you said about having overconfidence. A lot
Yes.
of people, have defined confidence wrongly. And we see
Yes.
mostly those that are overzealous as to those that are confident. So when you talk
Yes.
about confidence, obviously you're saying that people need to be confident when they do business. We need to be very careful.
Yes.
What makes me confident? What should I do? What does a
Yes.
confident look like? Is it by
Yes.
going to social media, maybe
Yes.
exposing nudes or stuff like that just to get money? So what are we talking about when you talk about confidence? Well, you can join the discussion on 077 1616 290. How do you define confidence for you as a business, as your own personal, at a personal perspective? When we talk
Indeed.
about confidence today, do you think you're confident? And if you're not, then also do tell us your reason on 077 1616 290. Don't you forget, we're also live on Facebook. It's Money FM Zambia 93.7. And obviously, we're getting to the 5 behavioral aspects. Obviously, that will help you not only on a social ground, but also in terms of business. And I do believe
Yes.
it's very important. Yes, Mr. Lusambo, I've actually won an award before. Let's just say
Yes.
I've scooped a contract before, even when I didn't really understand what it was about, really, because the way I explained it, it was it,
Yes.
it was very good. I really did not understand myself, but because of how I explained it, they gained the confidence in me because I was confident. I had to go back and start learning them. I'm like, wow, now that I've gotten this, how do we go about it? but it
Indeed.
takes confidence, like you said. Well, there's another aspect of emotional intelligence. I should say it works hand in hand with confidence as
Yes.
well. So when we talk about emotional intelligence, what are we talking about?
So this is a very important, skill to acquire as a business person. So as you improve yourself, as you want to try and improve yourselves, also make sure you work on your emotional intelligence.
Mm,
Emotional intelligence, I would like to say it's the power of understanding. I think that's what I would like to call it, Stephanie. Because
mm,
emotional intelligence, Stephanie, is the ability to recognize and manage your own emotions and understand those of others. All right. It enables you to have effective communication. It helps you to build stronger relationships, and it fosters a positive work environment. So by being able to develop emotional intelligence, you can navigate conflicts, you can motivate your team, you can make
mm,
empathetic business decisions, because we are emotional beings. We easily connect with people who show that they understand how we feel, all right?
mm,
Who understand our pain. This is why if you're going to sell a product, appeal to people's pain points, show them the pain they are going through, and then show them how that pain can be sorted out in their lives. You are more likely to succeed if you can sort out people's pains, all right? Because we are emotional beings. So
mm,
now, when I talk about emotional intelligence, I have a very perfect example. Sometime last year or 2 years ago, I remember I was watching, the National Geographic Channel, and I
mm,
saw the lions and the hyenas were, always nearby each other. So wherever you see lions, just know hyenas are just nearby. And now, what's funny about this relationship is that lions don't like hyenas, and hyenas also don't like lions. Under normal circumstances, if a lion is alone and there are 4 or 5 hyenas, they can just destroy that lion. And the opposite is
mm,
true. The lions also would kill hyenas almost instantly. But why do they hang around together? Then I noticed something. The lion
mm,
hates the hyena more, right? But the hyena knows something. The hyena knows that if I run out from this guy, I will not eat. This guy can run, he can hunt. Once he hunts, he kills. He will not finish everything. He's going to leave bones for me. I'm going to go and eat. So the hyena sticks around the lion. The hyena tolerates the lion's attitude, even though it's very deadly at times. The hyena could be killed, all right? But the hyena will
mm,
hang around because the hyena is able to focus on the prize. The prize is not the behavior of the lion. The prize is the leftovers, the meal, because the hyena needs to eat at the end of the day. But the hyena cannot hunt as effectively and efficient as the lion does. So the hyena
mm,
sticks around near the lion because it knows if this guy hunts, this guy kills, I'm gonna irritate him. He's gonna eat and leave something for me. I'm gonna eat.
mm,
So, emotional intelligence, in my opinion, Stefan, is the ability to overlook people's bad traits and focus on the prize. An
mm,
example is when you're a business person, sometimes you're going to meet people that are very, very critical of you and your products. They will talk you of your product in your presence. Sometimes, if they're even people with money, they even want to intimidate you in your own office. All right. Emotional intelligence means, could you please overlook this weakness in this person and focus on the benefit of understanding their weakness? Because
mm,
maybe and on maybe if you give them a chance, you show them the understanding that they did not expect from you, you may build a meaningful business relationship. So sometimes when you think about emotional intelligence, I call it the power of understanding, not just your emotions, but also those of other people. For what?
mm,
For the potential benefit. All right. So
mm,
for you to build emotional intelligence, you must practice self-awareness. Pay attention to your emotions. Pay attention to your thoughts, to your reactions in different situations. Reflect
mm,
on their impact on your decision making process. Okay, when I'm stressed, how do I react? Can you look at things in someone else's way? Can you put yourself in someone else's shoes and say, if it was me, could I have reacted like this? Okay, maybe I could have, but I could have done better. That way to be able to understand other people. But also,
mm,
most importantly, to be emotionally intelligent, be empathetic. Empathize with others. Like I said, we are emotional beings. Sometimes it's like a child. When children are growing in a home, see, sometimes they have these tantrums, all right? And you're going to notice that when you tell a child, don't do this, some parents, they will say, don't do this, they even whip the child up. But the child is not learning, all right? But if you can show the child, you know what, it's okay, come. The baby is having these tantrums. Then you open your arms and say, come. You see the child is going to run towards you and give you a hug and say, it's okay. Then the child will stop crying. Then you show them, can you pick up that and put it on the table? Show them how to do it. That way the child is going to learn from you because you are empathetic. They feel understood, even though they may be wrong. So seek to understand the perspectives and emotions of your team members, clients, stakeholders. That way, it will help you to actively listen and respond with empathy and compassion to their needs and their complaints. All right. That is emotional intelligence. So, okay, fine. Maybe this person is overreacting, but can I show them a bit of understanding? Develop effective communication skills within yourself. All right. Hone your ability to convey ideas clearly, actively listen, and provide constructive feedback. Now, this, Stefan, is going to foster, is going to open up dialogue and enhance your relationships. And I've noticed there are some people, when you start a relationship with them, you start on a wrong foot. But if you can show a little bit of understanding, even a bit than they expected, you may end up building a very, very meaningful business relationship. So emotional intelligence is the power to understanding not just your own emotions, but that of other people, and then being empathetic. All right. Be an empathetic leader, a leader who shows that he understands how others are feeling, even though they may be able to overreact, but you are willing to go an extra mile. Like the hyena does, says, I'm going to overlook the lion's behavior, the unnecessary attacks on my life. I'm going to focus on the benefit. That's emotional intelligence. Because if you are not emotionally intelligent, you lose contract. You lose what could have been a meaningful business or personal relationship because you are short-tempered. You want to make a point. You want them to know they have offended you. It's going to help you lose big time. All right? Of course, there's a limit to everything, but be willing to try before you lose it out. Indeed.
Definitely. And I think I'm not going to add more. I think you've said mostly everything that it needs to be said on emotional intelligence. Well, for me, as usual, I'm always asking the question, throwing the ball to you who's actually listening. Do you think you have what it takes to actually go about emotional intelligence? Do you think that's part of the reason why maybe you failed to, partner with people in business, do your business nicely, or even just associate with people on a personal level?
Indeed.
You can get your course on 077-1616290. We'll definitely be getting to cut off very soon, but we really want to hear from you. Have you mastered the art of emotional intelligence? Do you know how to go about it? What's been your challenge so far? We're getting questions, and also we are getting contributions. We've seen quite a number of texts on Facebook, but we will first pick the calls on 077-1616290. Another thing is resilience. Now, when we talk about resilience, also in business on a personal scale level, I mean, what are we talking about?
So, resilience is the ability to bounce back. There's a scripture in the Bible. In the book of Proverbs, it says, a righteous man is not stronger because he's never fallen. The strength of a righteous man is seen in how many times he stands up every time he falls. All right? That is why in Corinthians, the Bible says, when I'm weak, I am strong. All right? So here, resilience means that, you know what? Sometimes I'm going to fail. It's okay. People will laugh at me. It's okay. I'm going to mess up big time. It's okay. But what's not okay is to stay down. So resilience is bouncing back stronger. That's what I call it. I call it in my book, bouncing back stronger. That's resilience. So resilience is the ability, Stephanie, to bounce back from setbacks, to adapt to adversity, and maintain your mental and emotional well-being as though nothing ever happened. So building resilience, Stefan, empowers you to navigate uncertainties, to overcome obstacles, and to lead your business through challenging times. Because as human beings, Stephanie, we are not immune to challenges. We are not immune. Whether in marriage, you're going to have to bounce back. In your business, you're going to have to bounce back. In your personal relationships, even in your own weaknesses, sometimes you may do something that you never thought you could do. You're over disappointed in yourself. How did I do this? How on earth, what was I thinking? But being resilient means, can you bounce back from your mess? Can you take responsibility and bounce back stronger? If you fail, can you stand and bounce back stronger? All right? So to foster resilience, a person who's building a business must cultivate a positive mindset. Now, a positive mindset is being able to focus on opportunities rather than dwelling on the setbacks. There are people right now, Stephanie, in your life who think that they are the only ones who are changing. You are not changing. They still hold you to your previous you, to your previous self. They still say, no, she's like this, she's like this. But you are changing and they're not seeing it. That's not a good attitude. All right? To cultivate a positive mindset means you're supposed to imitate the way God looks at us. God is very positive about us. As long as we're alive, he says, maybe one day it's going to change. It remains positive and says, come to me. All right? Come to me. All right? So that I can help you. So to foster resilience, you must develop a support system as well. Build a network of mentors, peers, and friends who can provide guidance, encouragement, and simply a listening ear during tough times. You need somebody to listen to you, somebody to hear your views, your peers, somebody you can trust. You need those people in your life to help you build resilience because they're going to give you encouragements. People who mean well for you will always give you encouragements. People who mean well for you, even when you mess up, they will tell you you've messed up, but also give you some advice. All right? They will not misjudge you based on one mistake. All right? I watched a very nice movie where the husband cheated on his wife. And the daughter was so offended because the husband had cheated with the daughter's friend. All right? So the daughter tells the mother and says, Mom, divorce dad. The mother refused. She says, no, I can't divorce your dad. She says, why? He's cheated on you with my friend. She says, he's done so many things. Right? So I've decided to forgive him for the many things, for the many beautiful, wonderful things, the many joys he's brought in my life for all these years. I've decided to forgive him for all those good things and not leave him for one mistake that he made. Because a man is not a condemned wicked because of one mistake. No. So she was able to look at all the beautiful things the husband did for her all these years. And she said, what? He's been so nice to me. He's a human being. Maybe he was at his weakest point when he met your friend. So instead of me condemning him for only one mistake, I've decided to forgive him for all the good things he has done. That is why you need people around you who mean well for you. Because one day you're going to mess up, right? But for you to get back, it becomes easier when you have a stronger support system around you. So building resilience also requires that you prioritize self-care. Take care of your physical, mental, and emotional health. Because these three, are not mutually exclusive. You need physical health, you need mental health, you need emotional health for you to progress in your business and in your personal life. So engage in activities that, rejuvenates and energizes you, such as exercising, meditation, and other hobbies that you actually enjoy. So resilience is simply what we said. When you fail, all right? When you fail, do you come back stronger? When you don't make it, do you come back stronger? So building resilience is going to help you to build meaningful relationships, because your strength is not in how long you've been standing. Your strength is in how many times are you able to come back when you fail. And now that's what you need for business growth. So as you encourage your team, as you encourage yourself, as you look at progress, can you look at all these qualities? Resilience, all right? Commitment, confidence. All these are beautiful qualities to help you build not just yourself, but also your business. All right? So that's what I like to say about resilience. So resilience simply means you're going to fail. but will you be humble enough to do what's necessary to bounce back? That's what I call resilience, Stephanie.
For me, I think just like common sense is not that common, I think even the ability to bounce back is not common. Well, I say this because I've seen many people that have failed with business and they stopped. Just one
Yes,
business that did not go well and they're not willing to do it again. So I know that
indeed.
not many people have the ability to bounce back, which is unfortunate. But as we actually engage in this conversation, really, our hope is that somebody out there will be able to bounce back, whether you did business and it did not go well, or you got fired and it did not go well. Well, try again, really. That's all we are trying to say right here. Again, I will invite you to call on 077 1616 290 077 1616 290. That's definitely the number you can catch us on. Or better still, go to Facebook, Money FM Zambia 93.7, and give us a text message. But really, we don't want to hear what your opinion is on what we are saying. And I should think we have a call on the other side.
Indeed.
Hello? Yes. Okay, let me see if I could just put it here. This should be Mr. Gift. How are you?
Fine, and how are you, Mr. Stefan?
I'm fine.
Yes, Mr. Sambo, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Gift. How are you?
Yes, fine, thank you, and how are you? Just
I'm
to
good.
add up, also we need to be also we should have since you mentioned about you need to be committed. You need to be committed for what you do. You need to also to be for what you do, because you will not focus more on the money issue, but you will be passionate of what you do. I have one question just before I go. My question is, you see, emotional intelligence is something hard when to apply. My question is,
Yes.
when and how do you apply emotional intelligence? Is it only in business, or where do we apply emotional intelligence? Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that question. All right. So Mr. Gift, thank you so much for a good question. When do you apply emotional intelligence? And here's what I'm going to say. To apply emotional intelligence effectively, do what I call a cost-benefit analysis. Look at the benefit, all right, and look at the cost. Is the cost commensurating with the benefit? For example, if you have a very rude client, all right, a challenging client, how do you act? Do you tell them off, or do you just let it slide and focus on the money? So what's the benefit of you being able to overlook their, a bad attitude? What's the benefit of that? Is the benefit more, all right, than what you stand to lose if you just also overreacted? So it's very important that as you apply emotional intelligence, you do a cost-benefit analysis. Most importantly, because that will help you to know at what point can I say enough is enough, and at what point can I overlook this to focus on the price. Because there's a limit to how far you could go as a human being. But before you reach that limit, could you please look at the what you stand to lose versus what you stand to gain, if at all? Because there are times where you have all the right to overreact and just to best and just to stay it out, and then you hold it longer. What would be the benefit of that mental strength? Like all of us go through that. If you don't really allow other people to offend you, it will be difficult to apply emotional intelligence. So allowing other people to offend you may help you be able to apply emotional intelligence. Because we said emotional intelligence is the power of understanding, not just your emotions, but that of other people as well. To be empathetic. Somebody may offend you, but you know what? Let me just let it slide for the purpose of peace. So somebody who is emotionally intelligent is a peacemaker. It's not just peaceful, but a peacemaker.
True.
Yeah. Indeed.
Well, we are still picking calls on 077 1616 290. And we still have one aspect to go about, and that's adaptability. So what is adaptability for you? I know that adaptability obviously comes from being able to adapt with an environment
Indeed.
or a situation. But when we talk
Yes.
about adaptability, what do you mean in this case?
So in this case, we are talking about being able to thrive in an ever-changing landscape. All right. So because things will not always be the same. Only those who are willing to change will survive. In the past, for us to speak the way we're speaking, we needed to go to ZNBC to talk to some people. Do you know, just to appear on ZNBC in the past, you needed to have a lot of connections. Just that program, Smooth Talk, for that Smooth Talk program, for you to appear on that, you needed to have done something really. Because that was like a pass cut to success. If you appeared on Smooth Talk in the past, or on ZNBC or any TV station, you would have made it instantly. You're on TV, man. Everybody's talking about you, but nowadays nobody cares about TV anymore because we can air our views whenever we feel like. We could just come live like this and air our views and people will listen. We actually will reach more people. Now I'm reaching 49 million people on my page. I reach 16 million people on a weekly basis on my Facebook page. 16 million people. Some TV stations can't reach even that. All right. Why? Because the economy has done what? Things have done what? Have changed. So what can the TV stations do for them to survive? Is to open Facebook pages so that they can hear their programs on Facebook. And that's what they have done. They have adapted. They've not said, you know what, we'll go the analog way. We're going to stick to what we know best. No, they've said, guys, times have changed. Can you open Facebook pages? Now, if you are going to find ZNBC on Facebook, Prime TV, Movie TV, Diamond TV, all the TV stations on earth have adapted to this change. They are on social media. Have you seen? So adaptability is thriving in an ever-changing landscape. Adaptability is the capacity to adjust to new circumstances, to embrace change, and remain flexible in the face of changes. So in today's dynamic business environment, Stefan, being adaptable is vital for survival and growth because being adaptive allows us to respond to market shifts. It helps us to seize opportunities and, of course, to become more innovative because we are seeing how things are changing. So for you as a business owner to cultivate adaptability, you must be able to embrace a growth mindset, adopt an attitude of continuous learning and improvement, embrace challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. So when you have a problem, you have a challenge, what opportunity can you see? Because whenever there's a problem, there's a pain point. Whenever there's a pain point, you can provide a solution to somebody facing that particular pain. So to be adaptable, you have to foster a learning culture. Can you continue learning? Can you encourage your team to explore new ideas, to experiment with innovative approaches, and simply to learn from both successful and those who failed? All right? There's one man I talked to who divorced, and he told me something I'll never forget about why he divorced. He told me, you know why I divorced? He said he divorced because there was no one to advise him.
Wow.
There was no one to be honest with him to tell him that he was wrong because his mother supported him, his sisters supported him, his brothers supported him. So everybody in his family was on his side. They said, your wife is bad, your wife is terrible, your wife is messy. And he divorced the wife. He married the second wife. Now it's more miserable with the second wife than he was with the first wife. And I asked him, I said, but why did you, if you miss her so much, why did you divorce her? He told me, young man, there was nobody to advise me. My mother was supporting me, my sister, and everyone he knew was on his side. Nobody was objective. He didn't learn anything meaningful from anyone because everybody was supporting him. That's why I say, can you have people around you who can advise you so that you don't sink? So being adaptable is being able to be. So I asked him, but why do you think nobody was willing to advise you? And he told me that, I think I was arrogant. He's like the breadwinner of the family. All right. So whatever he says stands. So because of that attitude which he showed, nobody was willing to tell him. He was not flexible. He always does what he wants to do. So in the end, it contributed to his family not being able to be honest with him. All right. So if you're going to succeed, don't be a Miss I know it or a Mr. Allow others to advise you. Like that man told me. He told me if only had somebody to advise him, he could have been with his first wife today. and he could have been happier because he was better off with the first wife than with the second wife. But nobody was willing to advise him. So he sank. And this is an older man being as honest as possible with me. All right. And he tells me, young man, be open enough to learn from other people, because that will save you a lot of stress. So stay informed. Keep a pulse on industry trends, technology advancement, and market dynamics. This knowledge will help you to anticipate changes and make informed decisions. And most importantly, be flexible enough and humble enough to learn. Because if you can't learn, you sink like that man who told me he was divorced because he never had anybody to advise him. He couldn't learn anything meaningful from anyone. All right. So if you don't want to learn from others in this changing economic environment, you're gonna sink. So we have looked at 5 elements of how you can improve yourself while you're trying to improve your business.
We do have somebody coming through. Let's get to hear this person. Hello.
Indeed.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very fine. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Rusambo.
Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you. You are speaking to Mr. Wada from Kabarana. Good morning to everyone who is listening to my
Indeed, thank you, Mr. Wada.
We are learning from you, and everything that you've explained, I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning that you are part of us, which means you're part of Man of the Marriage. I just have one question for you. I think I'll comment on, I'll talk about, my question will come from where you said that commitment is necessary in a business. I think in marriage anyway, but this time around we're talking about the business.
Indeed.
Now, you find that someone is working somewhere, then you want to run a business under someone, or maybe like someone who be running the business on behalf of him. How much physical maybe he's supposed to be there, or maybe is there any, can I say, or maybe is there any specific percentage of someone, so that, a percentage of someone to be physical in his business, and you like the way someone is doing something else, then we just talk on the phone, how is business, just like that. Is there something, or how much can you, or yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
I get the question. I get the question.
I get the question too.
I get the question.
Thank you.
And Mr. Wada, thank you so much for that question, Stefan. You see, I had a personal experience, and I would like to answer you this way. You know, when I was on the streets selling Salaola, I had employed a guy because, you know, when in the night, you know, I would be doing my stuff. In the morning, I would go to I open my bell. When I open my bell, then I go to school at 8:30 somewhere there. So I employed some guy to help me sell when I'm not there. Then I noticed something. All right, when this guy is there, money is not coming in my business. When I'm there, I would sell 5,000. You know, and it was a lot of money those days. 5,000, 6,000, 1,500. I would make good money when I'm there myself. All right, but when this guy is there, the highest cashing would give me would be maybe 1,700. So I was wondering what goes on. It's like every time I'm not around, there's no business. When I'm there, there's business. What is the difference here? It's the commitment levels, the willingness to negotiate with clients, the willingness to go an extra mile. Someone else will not do it for you. They will do it for their business, but not for them. If a client says, I have a shortfall of 10 kwacha, they will not accept. Do you know why? Because they're not the owners. They won't use common sense. They'll say, no, it's 150. No, I have 140. No, they told me 150. So it's 150. So they will lose business because of a 10 kwacha. But when you are there, you are the owner of the business. Sometimes you are willing to compromise because you can calculate how much it is going to, okay, fine. But if someone else is giving discounts on your behalf, it may be difficult for business to grow. Not that they're a bad person, but because they are scared that maybe you may accuse them of stealing money from you if they give too many discounts. All right. So when you have somebody working for you, it's very important that you don't make their work difficult by leaving them to decide everything for you. That's a very terrible decision. And unless the company grows, but if you are still struggling, make as much time as you can to be there up until everything is okay. When the business grows, you can dedicate. But if you're just starting, as much as you can, please be there if you want your business to survive. Because even they are human beings, they can even steal. I had a guy who would sell bags and then he didn't give me the money. Then one time the client returned said, this bag built in Najubika CEO course and from Pasayanang. I said, you never wrote this bag in the books. How come? Have you seen? So they may even steal from you. So make as much as much time as you can for business if you want it to grow.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't see that we've elapsed so much time, but this has been an interesting conversation. I would have gotten your final remarks and would have still read out the comments, but really time does not seem to be our best ally. So till next week, Mr. Lusambo, it's bye for now and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you so very much, Stephanie. Have a fantastic day. Thank you, our viewers. Bye-bye. See you in the next episode.